The 1970s Pittsburgh Steelers are the greatest team of the Super Bowl era. That's an opinion, not a fact, as the 70s Steelers are the only team in NFL history to win 4 Super Bowls in a 6-year span, winning Super Bowls XIII and XIV while becoming the third team to win back-to-back Super Bowls as well as the first team to win their third and fourth Vince Lombardi Trophies. The 70s Steelers are still the only NFL team to win back-to-back Super Bowls twice, while Hall of Fame owner, team founder Art Rooney, Hall of Fame team president Dan Rooney and Hall of Fame head coach Chuck Noll were each instrumental to the team's unprecedented success. The Steelers were spearheaded by arguably the greatest collection of talent in pro football history. Pittsburgh's roster in the 1970s included 10 Hall of Fame players in Terry Bradshaw, Franco Harris, Mike Webster, Lynn Swann, John Stallworth, Joe Green, Jack Lambert, Jack Ham and Mel Blount. It also included several players that should be in the Hall of Fame in LC. Greenwood, Andy Russell and Donnie Shell. Bradshaw, the 1978 NFL MVP and the first player in NFL history to win back-to-back Super Bowl MVP awards, recently said that, if the 1970s Steelers existed in today's NFL, they wouldn't have had the chance to be as successful as they were 4 decades earlier. Bradshaw said that today's free agency structure would have forced Pittsburgh's brass to choose who to keep and who to let free on the open market. They would not, Bradshaw told 97.3 The Fan when asked if the 70s Steelers would have been able to keep all of their great players long enough to win those 4 Super Bowls in today's era. That would not have happened. They would have kept very few Hall of Fame players. If they couldn't have kept all of them, which Hall of Famers would the Steelers have prioritized keeping? Green, the 2-time NFL Defensive Player of the Year. Blount, the 1975 Defensive Player of the Year who forced the league to make a rule limiting a defensive player's contract on a receiver. Harris, the MVP of Super Bowl IX. Swann, the next year's Super Bowl MVP. Stallworth, who recorded 236 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns in the Steelers' final 2 Super Bowl wins of the decade. Webster, the greatest center of his era. Lambert, the most intimidating player of his era. Ham, the man who Hall of Fame coach Tony Dungy recently called the best outside linebacker he has ever seen. They would have definitely prioritized Joe Green, Bradshaw said. He would have been the number 1 free agent that they would sign. That would be ahead of me, and rightfully so. And probably, they were so defensive-minded, Lambert did hold out 1 year. He would be a hard sign. Steelers probably would have gone Green, Blount, Bradshaw, then maybe Franco or Ham. They could not have kept more than 3 of us when you look at the way today is set up. Bradshaw's take on why the 70s Steelers wouldn't be as successful today is the drawback to the parity that the NFL has insisted on creating in today's game. While each team has a much better shot at being competitive year in and year out, the league has all but taken away any chance at a team building a legitimate juggernaut. That's why there hasn't been a repeat Super Bowl champion in 14 years and, unless the Eagles can win 2 more road playoff games over the next 2 weeks, that drought will reach 15 games. Instead of wondering what they'd be like today, Pittsburgh fans and NFL fans that witnessed their greatness should be happy that the 70s Steelers existed when they existed, as the greatest team of the Super Bowl era was able to fully maximize their potential before age and injury finally brought them back down to earth.